This is the CIA. We're a fact based crypto channel. And today we're covering sex, but not that kind of sex. We're covering centralized exchanges, CEX. And I was really excited to review this project, LCX. It is been around for a long time and they've executed lots of different projects. But there are a couple of things that don't make me too excited about this project. But stick around, and we'll cover what those are. I think it limits its upside, but we'll look at it. So they service both customer and enterprise markets based out of Liechtenstein, and they're a fully regulated centralized exchange. I think they might have helped write some of the legislation in Liechtenstein, and they basically offer a couple different tokens, and they're very well tied in with the World Economic Forum. They got relationships there. So they've got like 50 trading pairs, if the website is up to date. They've also got like these tokenized bonds, which are interesting. And they're all closed now. I don't know the last time they were open, but it says you can, join the wait list or whatever. They'll let you know when they open those back up. And then they've got some different blockchain services that I think they offer to yeah, delete that. They offer to blockchain or enterprise companies as well. So the markets that are available to them, so they're targeting Europe, specifically. It looks like the 30 European Economic Area countries, which is bigger than the euro. The population of the EEA is 511 million, so pretty big marketplace. But Binance and Coinbase both compete for those customers. Looks like not all of those exchanges are available in every one of those countries, but they do have some of those countries covered. And when it comes to revenue, LCX earns, like any other exchange, 0.3% in fees. Now you can get 50% reduction in those fees if you pay for your trading fees in LCX token. So that's a nice discount and a good advantage for using the platform. Like I would, if I'm in those countries, that would be a good sell. But there are some additional problems, and we'll get into it. There are some additional fees for withdrawing BTC and I think some other cryptocurrencies. They're all listed on the website if you're interested. So for tokenomics, the LCX token has 775 million circulating supply, and they've added 200 million since the last bull cycle. So there is some, dilution pressure going on. Now, the good news is there's not much more available to dilute with because they've got 81% circulating supply, and assume some amount of those tokens will need to be held in treasury and different functions like that. But that is close to 100,000 tokens per year that have been diluted into LCX. So something to keep in mind. And they have a bunch of sister projects too, and I've seen people kind of adding this into the value of the LCX token. But if they have their own token, you just can't, like, it doesn't make sense to combine them also into LCX because it's like a different product, right? Like think about it as like Tesla and SpaceX, right? Like every time, they're two different companies. Every time SpaceX signs a contract for rockets, like Tesla doesn't see a financial gain from that, right? It's so you got to treat them separately, unfortunately. But if any of these projects, look promising to you, I would say, take a gander. So the first one is T Diamonds or TIA. It's got a market cap of 13 million, and that's a real world asset for diamonds. They have GIA certs on each of them, which are familiar with buying diamonds. You or like ever looked at diamonds, you would know what GIA is. And they're also insured, so I think it's pretty well done. NMKR is kind of like a NFT marketplace that's supposed to be blockchain agnostic. Sounds like a cool project. And then at MDEX, they've got a DEX that release date I think is TBD, but there is a pre-sale going on until March 15th. I think like it's priced at about $66 million on a fully diluted basis. So they do have like a AI market screening tool on that. I think it's pretty cool. Like I would, if it's something that interests you, I would go check it out. And then Galileo protocol, LEOX is the token ticker. and that market cap's 21 million. That's a pretty cool project. It's a NFT protocol to create basically real world assets, and you can tie it to, it sounds like pretty much anything. Like they used, I think, cars or shoes as an example, but it sounds like you could tie those to pretty much any real world asset. So a lot of cool sister products. I think there might be one or two more that I left out. No allocations or lockups known or remaining on the token, which is good news. And the team and community. So the team is really well known, really well connected. Monty Metzger is the founder and CEO, and he was a Harvard Business School grad, got a great resume, and is well connected. Uh, I don't know how to pronounce his or her name. Arnrag Verma, director of technology. Looks like a pretty accomplished person as well. So great team. Have heard great things about the team, done the research as well, and they have a long history of execution on products. Like they've developed most of those sister projects or brought them on. And the only thing as I say is like none of them have seemed to like really take off. Like they're kind of waiting for their home run, and it just seems like kind of a shame because they've got a great team with great executions. So hopefully one of these will take off for them. They've got some big advisors too. Jimmy Wales, founder of Wikipedia, and Dan Tapscott. Apparently, he's a leading blockchain authority, and no known financial partners. They think they did this pretty much on their own. Metzger runs a family office, and he probably funded it himself. So the catalysts and downsides this project. This will get into kind of what I think might help this project do really well this bull cycle, and what might kind of hold it back a little bit. They've got a really well defined customer base with room to grow because a lot of exchanges have folded since the last bull cycle. FTX and then KuCoin's having issues, Uniswap's getting tied up in regulatory issues. So there's potential to take some market share. Maybe this is a little bit of like regulatory capture, but I that's just speculation. They do extensive marketing. They are published in a lot of different types of articles, and you can see on their website their name's out there, and they can get their name out there, and they do. Very well connected as well, so helps them in regulatory environments. As people start to clamp down, these guys will be fine. And obviously great product executors because they've been continually developing throughout the bear cycle, and it seems like funding's not a huge issue for these guys. They're kind of looking at the long term. The exchange volume will also pick up the bull cycle, so you'll see a natural increase in the fees they earn and the use of the platform, regardless of what else happens. Now the downsides is like I said, the sister companies, because they have their own tokens, it's like having their own stock. They can't be valued to the LCX token. So if you're considering the LCX token, I would say take those out of the equation and just look at the centralized exchange and the bonds they have, the yield products, and don't tie in any of those other projects with their own tokens and market caps. The other thing is, if the website's correct, they're only trading 36 coins with like 50 pairs. And if you compare that to like coin swaps and Binance's of the world, these guys want to be the Binance of Europe. But why would, if Binance, if you could use Binance, you're a customer, you could jump on Binance and trade like 1,200 different pairs, but you're limited to 36 on LCX. Like, why would you do that? It just, if I would rather go if I could easily get a Binance account, I would probably have a Binance account, but I'm in the US, so it's tougher for me to get a Binance account, right? I do Coinbase because it has 400 plus coins that I can trade. So, and one of the other things that you might have different opinion on this. Like you can look at it both ways. The DEX might be competing a little bit with the centralized exchange project. It says it has its own token, like makes me feel like you can't tie those together either, right? So Coinbase and Binance, they've got DEXs. Like Coinbase, for example, has Aerodrome. like they kind of do the same thing. So like it might be a fair argument to say like that doesn't really matter, but it's something to consider, right? Because it seems like more of a direct relationship for LCX. Like the DEX is on their website right now, so it seems like projects are competing against each other. And then token holders see no benefit of revenue, but like that's common. Let's be honest, that happens everywhere in tech, right? But I wanted to mention it. Comparable projects. So there are a lot of different exchanges we talked about. A lot of exchanges failing in the past bear cycle, and some of the legal issues recently that kind of prop up LCX and give it more of an opportunity. But if we want to look at market caps of other centralized exchanges, Coinbase is at 52 market cap. It's traded on the Nasdaq, I believe, and then Binance, it's a 95 billion market cap, 1,200 trading pairs. So it's just tough to compete with these guys. If you have like if LCX had the same relative same number of tokens available to trade, I'd say yeah, sure, like you could totally gain market share in Europe. But when you can go get a Coinbase or a Binance account in the same country and have more options to trade more tokens, why wouldn't a customer do it? Like think about it from your perspective. What would you do? So let's get to the scores of market cap. Speculative potential is low. It's just because they haven't been competing on, in my opinion, on number of coins available. Their staying power is huge. They've got great backing, great team. Reputation is also high because of the team, and like marketing's great, fairly transparent. I wish there was a little more like financial data available for these guys and like how many transactions they're doing. I found trading volumes of about 1 million a day, but I think that's probably a bit low, or old data. But the thing is, they just don't publish it, a lot of that info. So I don't know. And like, how do other investors know, right? Like when your trading volume's increasing, that gets investors excited. They want to invest in a project that's increasing in the amount of business they do. So if they were to publish that data during a bull cycle, I think they'd get a little more interest. Looking at potential prices and market caps for this project, I'd say 750 million is my bottom case. I think it'll do well, but I think it's going to act more like a blue chip. I think it's going to be like, it's a pretty safe bet. These guys will be around. They're well funded. They're well known. They're not going anywhere. But like, we're not really excited about the upside because, um, where is it? I just couldn't find where the upside is, more than just regular growth during a bull cycle. So peak case, I think maybe they could do 2.5 billion. Maybe if they release some more info on their transactions, number of users, increase the number of trading pairs they have, the number of coins they have on the platform, I think they could see a push up to a higher bull case. So if you want a little more information, I usually add a couple nuggets in my research notes. I just switched it to this thing called Beehive because Substack was giving me some issues with support, couldn't get in touch with them, so I just swapped it over. Still free. Find the link below, and you can read it or sign up for notifications every time I put a new research report out. And if you're still here, I appreciate you. Probably got some value out of here, so I'd appreciate a sub as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.